Marines is the champion of chess, and I'm just here to honor the pledge. Corner well, he thinks that he's it. Scotty's just a money you'll get. Sometimes we are joined by around that. It's just that they are so quiet. You wouldn't notice that. It's the Dobbers, DobberCast. Dobbers, DobberCast. It's the Dobbers, DobberCast. Listen to the DobberCast, yeah.
Hey everyone, Colin here from the Dobbers, and we're joined today with Greg and Adam, and we are doing a tier list. How's it going, everyone? How are you? Oh yeah.
Yeah, all good.
So obviously we have the regional champion, new member of the Dobbers, putting in his expert view. So Greg, for the purpose of this, gets the overriding decision if there's a tie.
Oh no. Okay.
And I, as the
Clearly
editor,
the-
get the overriding decision if he's wrong.
And I'm just here for window dressing, is that all?
Yeah, we needed a third person. Everyone was busy.
The resident B team.
Rightio. So, shall we just start with Annie Leonhardt? She's
Yes,
also one of the flip characters as well.
She does. She becomes the female Titan. It's the most creative of the Titan names.
Indeed, yeah.
Oh, so Annie's the 7-hand size character, 22 health. The enhance on commit is your non-powerful attack gains throw, cannot gain powerful. Enhance, spend 1 momentum, build the top card of your deck. Then if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Annie Lionheart? What is it?
Either or.
Good. Right, okay. So do we want to go off of basing that initially, or do we want to also then jump into the flip?
No, we'll need to consider the flip sides for these
Right.
characters because
Yes,
the
please.
whole,
Yeah.
all the power
Cool.
for these cards is kept in the back half.
No worries. So we have, when she flips, we've got, after this character transforms into the female Titan, search your deck or discard pile for 1 backup Titan card with a difficulty of 6 or less and build it. The enhance, lose 1 health. You may try to block your rival's attack with a backup from your stage. Other enhance is commit 1 foundation. Your attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage. I like this character, to be fair. I think this is actually the second time I've properly read it.
Cool. I like Annie as well. I like Annie more if she wasn't tied into the backup Titan thing. I just think it
agree,
adds an extra layer, but her second ability doesn't do anything with it. Her first ability is making stuff look great, and when she flips, she could just get things 2/2. But for some reason, she's getting forced to use the backups.
Yeah, it almost feels a little bit tacked onto the character, I think. Like,
Yeah, I don't know for some
she just had a
lore
little bit
reason.
more. Not particularly.
Look, I'm looking at it being as well when she flips as well, right? So losing the health to be able to block from stage. So when you get 22
Yeah, I like-
health, that feels rough.
Yes, you don't regain health when you flip or anything as well. So I like it because obviously back in the day we got to block with the shields from stage, Cormorant from stage, and old assets and stuff like that. That was
Yeah.
stuff you could just have in play anyway to block with, and they all had breaker or take 1 damage and stuff like that on it. But the backup Titans don't have anything like that, as far as I remember. You're not just getting second threaten and breaker 3 in your staging area.
No, not really.
Right, where are we thinking? I'm kind of conflicted.
I think she would do pretty well. I think if you go and do a little bit on the Titan side of things, just to have it, and then you just kind of focus in on giving things throw or get +2/+2. I think she probably define it again. She's a life deck. Life deck likes throws. Throws like stats. Call me smooth brain.
No, I agree. Like, she has low health, which hurts her a little bit in the grand scheme of things, but the fact she can play around the life gain, have an ability with the throws, and then transform to give stats does feel good for her, I think. But it just feels like it's missing something. Push her that a little bit further.
I think in the show she's the most combat capable of the Titans, maybe after Rhina. She's the best fighter, so I get why she gets +2 speed, +2 damage. I just don't know why she's now relying on the backups at the same time. I've only watched the anime. I suppose this is all based on the manga anyway, but I don't know. It seems like a weird one, as you said.
Yeah, for me, I think she's somewhere between probably lean towards local championship qualifier, maybe do well at regionals, but
I
I
think
think
I'm in
probably
local
local
champion
champions
as
is where I'm
well.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, I was initially thinking local championships.
She's also got the problem where there's not any good 6 or less. Is the problem with her? There's like 2,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
don't. I wouldn't want to play them in general just for space in the deck.
Exactly. Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
you could play other backup or shift cards in the deck. But I mean, sorry, I'm just reading the rest of the ability and remember the cards and say, I think she'd be fine there.
Yeah. I like that spot. We all in agreement, yeah?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So let's move on to Aramin. Now he's got 6 hand, 29 health, in hands. If there is an attack in your card pool, look at the top card of your deck. The other enhance says once per turn, add 1 foundation from your stage to your hand, build the top card of your deck. Now this is the one that wasn't errated, if I'm correct. Is it?
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is one that's the
because
same.
there's 2. Yeah, so that's fine.
This is also the character card that clearly has his third symbol as Earth, and he's super sad he doesn't have the Earth symbol.
Yep. I actually genuinely like this character the more I've been like looking at it.
Yeah.
Like,
I like
I agree.
Armin as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
he feels
all
really
like
good.
him.
He feels very defensive. I think he defends really well, especially with some of the things he has access to. Things from in the set, but then also things from Girl Power like Size Specialist to be able to build more readily and then pick up your foundations to build things. And he feels really good that way. It's just I don't know how he closes out games is the
Yeah,
issue
that's
I have with him.
my word thing is he's not given any stats or any bonuses on face. He's super informational, super. I always can always have the right card in my hand at the right time with his enhance ability. Even if you take him to no cards in hand, he can still one switch and pick up a block, kind of like Overhaul can as well. But yeah, what's he using to close out?
Yeah. He also kind of
Unless
the way his
he's
ability
on.
works as well, just kind of feels like he's incentivized to block with attacks as well as play them, which feels a little bit.
Yes,
kind of like
what
forcing out an attack. Yeah.
I think that's his good thing, bad thing is that you get it on both sides if you're playing it properly, but you really don't want to be blocking with your attacks. Obviously,
Exactly.
is he a funny punch deck?
Could be.
I think Armin might just be focused attack funny punch. Because in that way he can
I
go
could
in
see
ahead
it.
and go and block with Big Fist Bash on Breaker 3, get his double jumbo fists for dealing damage out, and also go and have funny punch to close out games. He gets his rejuvenating smash and he's more defensive and everything as well. Yeah, okay, he's a funny punch deck.
Yeah, you need some form of inevitability to close out the games. It's just getting him there and building the deck around that.
Yeah.
Things are quite fast at the moment with some of the decks in the game. When some of the decks coming in, which we'll probably get to later on, it just feels like with how he is, he takes a while to set up, and then when he's got that set up, it's going to take a while to close the game out after that.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's not getting anything that's inevitability on face like the shifter cards, the Titan cards who flip and say the game's over, or the other human cards that have a lot of damage going into them. So I think he would be fun to play, really consistent to play as well. I just think he might probably lose out to character cards at the end of the game faster than we can deal with.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah. One local deck.
I think at the top of Fun Local, maybe at the bottom of Local Qualifier, because I do think he can live really well, and he can control the tempo of the game. He reminds me very much of Toya from the UU set in the sense of you feel like you control the game the entire time, and then you accidentally lose.
Yes,
kind of
I
thing.
had great fun playing Toya. He reminds me as well of like old order characters like Joffrey, who control the entire game. But the game goes really long with them. But you don't want to do that if you're playing into the Titan cards because they're going to flip.
Yeah, it's like it becomes very like dependent on board state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, yeah, bottom local. If obviously we can like shuffle these about as well when we're adding
Yeah.
to it as well. Now let's go
Yeah.
into my favourite character, the one and
Yourself in
only
Titan form.
the bearded Titan.
He's even got a tier name for himself.
Yep.
He does.
6 hand size character, 36 health. Oh, what a chunky boy. Let's read that absolute awesome text.
The flavor
And we're
text.
I feel like we have to do something from because he has nothing else going for him. if they revert potentially the infinite symbol and what they've decided to go with, I think this character is like easily a regional top contender. Like having the ability to like be like, right, I am playing everything that's on the attunement scenario. If they push it the way I think they're going to, he'd be awesome. Currently though, he's literally unplayable.
He's not unplayable.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything. It's the problem with him.
Yeah, there's no
And-
reason to play him.
The
is
only
thing.
reason
Aye,
he
no.
would be playable would have been if he was to be the first 40 healther in this current era of the game.
I mean, if he would have 40 health, 5 hand size, says I can play any attune card, then he would have been great fun. And
He
it
would
would
have
have
been so. It
hilarious,
would
like
have been so good.
fun local deck to toolbox your way into anything. But
Yeah.
with as it currently stands, I think in Fox, sadly, he gets his own type
Yeah.
step line at the
He
bottom.
does, yeah.
Yep, right at the bottom. Like there's nothing good for him just yet. But if they do make that change, I very much would update this and put him to the very top. But for now,
Yeah.
what a miss. Right, next on up with Greg's favourite, we've got Beast Titan, 5
Yeah,
hand
Greg, show me
size
this card.
character, 33 health. Response: after your first attack this turn resolves, build it face down. If it has shift, build it transformed instead. Next response: after a Titan backup enters or leaves your stage, draw 1 card. Right, you're up, Greg.
And well, I quite liked him, to be honest. I think on face his responses are strong. If you build the deck around it, he both on life or death, he feels very strong. He's probably the fakest 5-hander I've ever seen, in the sense of like if you build the deck well enough and build around it and get your backup synergizing and things like that, you can draw a lot of cards. But if you break with him, he breaks hard. Is my issue. He has very much 5-hander problems, I think.
Yeah,
Is the main thing.
even with the amount of like shift cards that obviously are in the game, so many of them are such a high difficulty for a 5-hander.
Yeah. Like
is always my
Beast
thought.
Titan
with him.
lives and dies. Well, he lives and dies with the attack Titan shift card. He lives and dies
Yes.
with that card.
Yeah.
And then when you see the fakest 5-hander on the planet, I've been playing the new like Mega Guilds like Kiryu right now. He's the fakest
fair.
5-hander on the planet.
I'll give you that one. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
He's
Beast
fun.
Titan could have been the same if all of the big Titan shift cards went, as you said, like 6 diff,
Yeah.
7 diff, 8 diff.
Yeah, like I do think he's got potential, but I think he's just a little bit too slow, especially being a 5-hander who has no way to build anything himself apart from an attack per turn, which is cool. But it's a case of do you have the facilities to pass the Titan cards, and then if you get lucky with things like having the attack Titan now, which is going to be anyone who plays against the deck knows that it's going to be an instant target to try and get rid of if it's in stage. But it just feels a bit. I like him, but I think it's just he's a little bit too slow with what he wants to do.
I think what he is he's one of those characters that he's a set before his time. Like I feel like he might be somebody that has stuff in set 2 that makes him more viable.
definitely.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
has
like
to,
make
come,
it
but
more
it has to
backup
come out
and
now,
help with
kind
it.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can see
If this is like the starter Attack on Titan set where everything is a little bit less powerful, and the second set comes out with slightly stronger cards in that genre, then yeah, you definitely will benefit from them.
Yeah, 100%. Then it's also for the future proofing him. It's a case of if there's only 2 Attack on Titan sets or no other ways to do Titan backups in any way, shape, or form, he's very much locked to those 2 sets following that.
Yes, I think that would be his problem for the future. He's a very on theme for the set, but doesn't
Yeah.
really go by it unless, again, really good cards come out the next set, possibly.
Well,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think the other thing to remember is his top response is as if it has shift, which very well much could just be a backup scenarios thing as well. So
Yeah.
like down the line there might be other backups that come out that will shift. Obviously an attack that
Yeah.
comes into a backup. So like I think his first response is still has the potential, I should say, to be very still useful. It's just
Yeah.
the
Even outside of the
tiny
shift
part
thing, just
of
being
it.
able to build one every turn feels nice.
Yeah.
Especially on the live
Yeah.
stream where you
Oh,
have
yeah.
things like some of the overhaul attacks that can play things from stage, for example, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Now, where are we sitting him? Because I want to be kind of harsh. I feel like he's a fun local deck.
I feel like he's a fun local deck till someone cracks it.
Yeah.
And he has a good run. Like I don't think anyone could pick up and play the character and do well at a regional. I think it would be someone who's tested the deck a lot.
Aye, somebody has to
And
be practicing right now for like October time. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
think
So
he's
I think
definitely the
fun
fun.
local.
Yeah, it's where you're gonna if you get him, you're gonna go ahead and stick all your big Titan cards into him, so it'll be fun.
100%.
So we're sticking with fun local.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So then moving on, we go to the first of the errated cards. So
Big scary Bertie.
the original text, I'll read it like the original text for people reading along with us. So he's a 6-hand size character, 35 health. Big Bert has a response which is after your attack is completely blocked, add it to your momentum. That's now changed to once per turn, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. And then his forms once per turn, discard 1 card and draw 1 card. Then if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Big Bert. And he becomes the Colossus Titan. After this character transforms, you ruin X and your rival loses X health. X equals your momentum. Enhance, your attack gains stun 1 and gets +3 damage. Response, once per turn. After your rival flips a foundation, they sacrifice it. So before the errata, he was
Why is he a 6-hander?
he was a big scary boy before that errata.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's still pretty damn terrifying. He's on chaos.
so I think the once per turn, I don't think it fully kneecaps him, right? I don't think it's like a kneecap scenario, but I think it really pulls him in line because everything's roughly sharing hand size and health.
Yeah. Means you can't just go 5 best cards to play momentum tribal now anymore. You have to actually build the deck a little bit around if they're going to block or not.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a lot of the characters in the set are 30 plus health is the thing, so trying to kill everyone from full is pretty tricky, even for big Zillas. But he can just turn around and just wait till he has 9 foundations, go, great, now I'm Better Host Colossus Titan, City Rampage, die.
So, no. Like, I think, so it really
His
now...
flip can kill you as well, by the way.
Yep, the flip can kill you, but I think now the flip is more subjective to how you build the deck, rather than just,
100%.
I swung 5 times, done a bunch of damage, and then I'm going to form for that last 5 damage, because everything went to the momentum, basically.
Oh no, 100% right there, yes. It's just a nice little sprinkle on top rather than this will kill everyone every time kind of thing.
So the way I was describing this to other people was his flip is very dependent on now opponent scenarios and how they interact and how they play. If you don't change up and you just play the same style that a lot of people have been playing where everything gets flipped, things like this are going to be a complete menace that people like that won't be able to handle. This character just ruins their day immediately.
Ruin it, did that.
Yeah. Ruin X. But I think there's a lot of players when you get to the more top, like maybe not the top end, but like the more like experienced and understand what they're looking at as a character when you play against it. There's a lot of cards that don't say flip now that are very usable and interchangeable. And I think if the player dynamic changes, I don't think he's as scary as what he was initially thought as.
I think I think he's better balanced than what younger Toguro was coming out straight away because he has to get to 9 foundations, turn over, and then his captain how much damage he's given. His front half I still think is good even with once per turn because he can form every single turn to discard a card and draw a card. Doesn't need to flip with it. He can just loot every turn depending on what he wants. So he's a 7-hander on front face, which is kind of stupid with 35 health. And then when he flips over, he pretty much goes great as a chest clock. And every single attack has at least stun 1 on it and 3 damage. Yeah, I don't know what's surviving long there.
Yeah, he is good. I think my main issue with him prior was it just felt like he was a little bit of a worse character flipping into the Colossus Titan. Like you had one big turn, and then after that, it felt a little bit like you maybe stall out. But for me, I think with the errata and seeing how he is, I think he is good. But I just think if he has the card, you lose. But it's making sure he has the cards to do that, I think. Because it's a balance of when you get to the high tables, do you have all your attacks in momentum, or ways to build it, or do you have ways to flip your rival's foundations for the transform? It's all about balancing that. And when people get that balance, I think he'll be good. But I don't think he's as much of a boogeyman as people think.
Probably not now, no. I do think probably Dark Tournament Rooms will be his best friend because you're definitely playing on Chaos. So you can go and get all your momentum back constantly. I think he'll be really strong. I think there's no denying that he's going to be a very strong character in the format.
I agree.
Maybe not like the ultimate kill everyone. Having played against the later character here, I'm terrified of her, but he's still scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to give him the top spot, or are we just going to give him B?
Oh.
I think he's definitely a top contender. You know what? We've got it. Regional top contender.
He
He's
definitely will
up there.
do well at regionals.
I think he's somewhere between
because
the
of
two,
player experience, he has to do well at regionals. Because you're going to hit enough people who haven't played against them and don't know how to play against them. Like that's just has to happen at least one round.
I think do well at regionals purely because for me, I think if you're going to build him in Chaos 9 times out of 10, the people who are going to play him would probably play Amajiki first, and then sideboard into him, for example, rather than build the deck for him. I think.
Yeah, and if you're building that kind of like somewhat specific chaos-ish build, you're probably just also still playing Zilla.
Yeah, so you could probably say if a Colossal Titan doesn't work in game 1, but you still want to be a really big, scary, big deck, just signing to Zilla is probably not the worst thing in the world because you're still going to probably build momentum with your deck and do big 5 damage attacks to your deck. So probably an easy swap there if you wanted it.
Yeah, like I think he's in a really good place to like switch into different characters of the same kind of archetypes depending on which way you take him.
Yeah,
so I definitely think he'll do well.
I actually think, see now we're saying that, I actually think that'd be really interesting if somebody does do like a Godzilla, Amajiki, Big Bear, and has like obviously starting with one of them, but you're probably going to start with probably Amajiki and then be able to jump into a big 30 health, like matchup dependent. Like that'll be interesting to see if people do that.
No, it's not. It's Paul picked up at just now, but there's a very funny card in this set that says respond after you block it, exile your opponent's momentum for the turn that comes back at the end of the turn, and it's the funniest anti-Amajiki card I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
As you do that, and Amajiki goes end turn.
So yeah, definitely do well at regional. Like he probably has like a potential to be a regional top cut contender, I would argue, but like as we were saying,
we can come back at the end and see
it's maybe with the potential of sideboarding and stuff like that. Right. Next on up, we have Big Mouth Titan, a very famous character, I think. 6 hand size, 31 health. Has enhance your turn. Your attack is +2 damage. If you have not added any cards to your momentum this turn, add the top card of your deck to your momentum, and form once per turn. Discard a card, add 1 card from your momentum to your hand. I gave this guy so much shit when he came out, right? And I'll have to admit, I kind of like him.
Michael played him at the pre-release there, and he was just solidly given damage on every single attack, which is always something you want to see. But he's good, but I don't think he's beaten out other characters in this set.
Yeah,
he's just a good starter character, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as Connor in the sense of I did not rate the character at all when he was spoiled. And then one of my locals replayed him with our pre-release and just absolutely demolished us with it. Like, it was just
Nice.
constant damage, being able to loop momentum, stockpile things for another turn, looping throws potentially as well with him was just, it just felt really good. And he is a little bit one-dimensional, but
Oh, he's
I
super
do
simple.
like what he does.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that kind of character. It's like, I'm going to just roll with this one consistent lineup of attacks. And that's all I'm ever going to do every single
Yeah.
game.
Again,
Yeah.
he's in probably the best symbol again right now for momentum and stuff of chaos.
Yeah.
So he can just always be playing good cards who want momentum, want the dog sitting there, and again just take it away. If he gets going, he's probably quite a strong character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would argue he honestly is a do well at regionals character.
I can see that. I honestly think he's going to be underestimated and then do well
Yeah.
with the right pilot.
Yeah, I
Aye.
could see that easily happening. Someone who's really on top of the momentum, wanting to do and find. Again, he's also got Dark Chillment, so in the later turns he can get more than one back, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's always got a momentum to feed something, so if he goes ahead and plays. Is it Armor of the Wolf on Chaos?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100% Armor of the Wolf deck. Okay.
Yeah, you've got powerful in EX on demand. You've got things like Fearsome Transformation. You fuel just with your enhance. You don't need to worry about things hitting. It's just
Yeah.
feels really
You
good.
run
I think.
in, silly walk the dogs. Like, why not?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if things hit, you can just save them for another turn and think, like, for example, walk the dog. Your opponent commits out to block your attacks. You go, right, well, I'll pick up that walk the dog from earlier and go plus in card advantage, you know. Like, he's very interesting, and I do like very much what he does, being able to have access to his momentum and being able to give that consistent damage. It's almost like someone like Mr. Compress had, but he was lacking those stats kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I think just having +2 damage is just that little thing that gives him it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We all
So,
like
yep.
Big Nerd Titan then.
Yeah. I know. He's the ultimate underdog at this point. I think he's the
Yeah.
only character I genuinely just didn't like initially. But yeah, he has jumped up. Next on up, we have Connie Springer, 6 hand size, 32 health. Response: at the start of your rival's turn, name an attack zone. Attacks this turn that match the name zone get -2 speed. Response: commit one foundation. After your attack with printed difficulty 3 or less, deals damage, draw 2 cards.
I've really liked Connie because he reminds me of the old 3 diff attack decks that existed back in our day. But I think his top response is such a silver bullet for so many like all low, all high decks that it just will be good when you get it off in the right situation. And then always getting to draw 2 every time you hit with something's great. Again, but he doesn't give stats on face and a lot of 3 diff attacks and like lots of low damage, so I'm not sure how well he cleans out the game, but there's definitely something with him there.
I agree. He seems cool, but the thing for me is he's almost playing around 3 diffs. If you care about the bottom response, you're playing around 3 diffs to be able to get that draw, like that card advantage. But it just feels, especially with a lot of the cards in this set, a lot of characters in this set having 30 plus health and 6-handers and things like that. How are
Yeah.
you ending games? And you're not, and the fact that you're committing foundations to go plus in card advantage means you're just more likely to get hit on the crackback.
It's always nice to have, and obviously more cards equals more cards, but not being able to have a good way to use them or leaving yourself to open. But I like more cards.
Yeah, oh, 100%. Cards are good, but you need to. The fact is, as well, like you need to be able to sculpt your hand. If you're playing 3 diff tribal, you need to rely on your attacks hitting, which because they're 3 diffs, they're usually low statted. He has no way to pump the stats on his face, so you're relying on a lot of these 3 diffs to hit. And if they do, you're committing yourself out to make it easy for these big attack decks to get you. So, say for example, you have a few things hit you build and pass, you've committed half your stage out because you've had things hit and gone plus in cards. You're
Yeah.
giving things -2 speed, but you need the cards to block with still is the issue.
I think it might come down from then how well his build starts off before he starts trying to kill, because air does kick a lot of stuff from the pool now if you're playing on air, which probably is the
Yeah.
best way to go about using all his cards. But I've just realised that this man would have loved reversal.
Oh yeah,
Lock Reverse City with a 3-diff draw 2, sign me up.
yeah, 100%. It would be really good for him, but I think as it stands, I
Doesn't
just
exist.
don't think he has enough tools.
Yeah, that's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm at with him. I feel as if like the whole 3-diff package kind of just there's not enough for it really. It's still in
Yeah.
the early stages where it's
We've not got
not
what
going
we
to do
had in the
much.
past where they all gave each other tons of stats. By the time you played your 6 attack, it was a fucking 10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it go fun local deck then?
yeah, I don't know.
I think so. I think
I
he
don't
goes
think
fun.
Like the worst part is it's like Beardy Titan's a very harsh spot. I'm also kind of looking at it being like within this current
it's-
like
but
box
Connor,
of
he beats
people.
Bearded Titan, he has abilities.
I
I don't
know,
think he's
but
unplayable.
I don't think
He's
he's
not
unplayable.
unplayable,
But I
so
think
he's not bearded.
I feel as if like he looks like the kind of character that you won't have fun playing because you're not going to
Oh
win
no,
out
he'll
games.
have. No, I think people will have tons of fun playing him. I think that we leave those people who really like him like 3-diff attacks. Rich is playing a Stormerblades deck and drawing cards and laughing his ass off with him.
Yeah, if you're playing Stormblades, then you're living.
It doesn't work with
That's a
Summer Blades, does it? 'Cause that's a 4-diff, right?
I know, but you pick up 3s with it.
Pick
A
up
lot of
3
3 damage
for
attack.
3 damage. Yeah.
3
A lot of them are
damage.
3-diff
diff.
though as well.
So-
So I think he would be
Yeah.
probably a decent Stormerblades, but I think he's definitely fun if you're doing stuff like that. So I'd put him in fun.
Okay,
Yeah, I think fun's fine.
that's fine. Next on up, we've got Eren Jaeger. 6 hand size,
Ooh.
34 health. Enhance, mill 2. This attack gets +2 damage for each attack milled this way. Then, if a player has 9 or more foundations, you transform Eren Jaeger. The other enhance is once per turn. If this attack is not blocked, your rival flips a foundation. Remember what the back card does. After this character transforms into Eren Jaeger Attack Titan, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. Enhance, remove 2 cards from your discard pile. This attack gets +4 damage. Response after you sacrifice a foundation. During your attack, ruin 1. I honestly love this character.
I don't like his front side.
I love it.
I don't
like
like
both.
playing casino. I don't like playing casino machine for damage when most likely you get nothing on the vast majority of your attacks.
But you're not playing enough attacks in. I love the idea of this character.
I like what he's doing, especially with the bottom enhance as well, being able
Yep.
to do it on your opponent's attacks, like reduce the damage to take 1 or 2 and flip one of theirs. Feels nice.
Yeah,
That-
The amount of ruining things in this set.
I'm just not a fan of that in top enhancer stuff ability.
no, I love
I'm
it.
trying really hard not to bias. I just don't like the
So-
character in the show. I don't like his top E.
Well, he has
got show
Yeah,
bias.
having
He's got show
fire-
bias.
yeah. Having access to fire and death makes him very good as well with the mill. Like even if you don't mill attacks, you have a lot of things to respond with. You have things
Yes,
like
aye.
combined firepower now as well to be able to trigger and fill
Yeah.
your discard pile up.
Aye.
Some
I
other
just
things
would
in your
worry that
stage.
by the time you flip with him, you put the vast majority of your attacks away. I know you can go pick one up when you flip, but if you get to that point where you've gone and you've rolled high but not killed your opponent, at that point you might have no attacks left because you milled them up.
I can kind of see that. He feels very much like a bit like a combination of Woman and Endeavor in a sense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's a bit of Woman, bit of Endeavour. I mean, I do like his other side, his flip side, because it is just 4 damage and everything, because at that point you are just trying to kill your opponent.
Yeah.
I'm not
You have
quite
some of
sure
the
why.
King Ghidorah stuff that cares about removing from discard and things as well, which is nice.
Yeah, this is true. You've got the Rodan thing that says draw a card after you remove it. I just
Yeah.
don't get his response on the opposite side. It's massively death coded, but you can
Oh, yeah.
100% build your deck to not do that, and you just don't have that response. It seems like it's almost kind of forcing you that way, so you don't
You have
waste
the
part of
death
your card.
attune thing, so even if you build in fire, you still have access to the things that are attuned
Yeah.
in death.
They're not that good. I've already looked at them.
Yeah, but they also play into the sacrificing of a foundation. So like the access,
Yes,
the
that's what
access is there, 100%.
Yeah,
I really
I
like him.
I like the idea of this guy being a potentially like 70 to 80 card deck, really aggressive on like having additional attacks, milling like crazy, and then transforming. You've just got plenty to let remove for 4 damage.
I think his competition, unfortunately, is symbol is Cyber Godzilla. Are you playing him over Cyber Godzilla, who's just removed 3+2/+2?
Potentially, yeah. Because
I
Cyber
think I
Godzilla.
would.
So
Yeah.
potentially, yeah, because on his normal face side, you still have the potential for 4 damage.
And again, this is when I'm not a fan because
So,
you know when you can play Cybers, you only get 2/2 constantly,
you know.
or
I
play
think the
Aaron
big
Yeager and
thing
get
with-
nothing.
I think the big thing with Aaron compared to like Bionic Menace, which is a case of the -4 for the +4, you choose the 2 that you remove from the discard pile.
Yes,
Whereas Cyberzilla,
Yeah.
it's 3 random from the top of your deck.
I think.
Yeah.
So,
I
still
get the
think he's.
comparison, though, to be fair. Like, I get the
I
comparison.
just
oh yeah.
think on symbol he loses out to Bionic Menace, in my opinion, for that one.
Well, what symbols is Bionic Menace on?
Fire. That's the one you're playing.
Fire Order and Void, I think.
Fire or Void. I think on Fire, I would be playing Bionic over Aaron.
Or Endeavor 3.
Or
See,
Endeavor 3 on Fire
like,
as well.
I feel like Endeavor's like the very much still the top dog of that style.
And Endeavor gets a lot from this set too.
And he definitely does. Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't think Aaron should be discounted, I think, with
No,
what he
I
does.
know,
He's
looking
very
at him
good.
in a vacuum, I still think he's good at what he does. I just don't like his casino enhance. So I would probably rate him lower than you guys. Is the only thing, yeah.
Right, I'm interested to know where you're putting them then, Greg, because I know where I'm putting them.
I honestly want to put him at Do Well at Regional.
Fuck yeah, let's go. He's going to do well.
I was local champion qualifier, but fair. Is he
I
better or
mean,
worse than Big Mouth?
I think he's better than Big Mouth,
I think so.
just on the
I think
damage scenario.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he has the,
I
he has
think we
the
have a look at
potential
the
to high
roster as
roll
well.
the damage through on a much greater level.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also think being able to feel the discard for certain effects is nice as well, like being
Yeah.
able to mill 2.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't have the same problem as Endeavor, I find sometimes when with the mill 3 and you feel like you have to cycle to have the character online.
Yeah.
Whereas Aaron just mills 2 to get bonuses and maybe flip when he's advancing the game state anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got
And
enough things you can flip into the Scorpion for effects anyway at this point. So I mean, he's got other bonuses there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Next on up, we have Erwin Smith, 13th Commander of the Survey Corps. He's a 7-hand size 23 character. After you sacrifice one or more foundations, or your attack deals damage, add 1 wall counter to this card. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack, +2 or -2 speed. Enhance, remove 3 wall counters. Build the top card of your deck face down. I kind of oddly like all the wall characters. I know this is the first one we've seen, but I actually quite like the counter characters.
Yeah.
I like
really like
Erwin.
Owen.
Yeah,
I really like him.
He is 100% can just sit and quietly build up his own wall counters to start building. Or if he really needs to, just start blowing stuff up things for free to get wall counters to get to speed. And there's nothing stopping you and your opponent's turn taking 3 off and building the foundation to blow up to get -2 speed to build a wall counter again. He's a nice card that synergizes on face, which can be not said for quite a few of these characters.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he helps with the issue of mass like Ruin, for example, as well, because he is building more face downs than a lot of other characters, so he can utilize them as well with his sacrifice. So he's not blowing up face ups and things like that.
You can work around it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do really like Owen. I think he's got a lot of potential.
He's got a lot of stuff on the death. My brain, because I'm very Karasu, and yeah, everyone knows that at this point in the UK.
Yeah.
He can go and play Luna Arc really well late in the turn.
Yeah.
Have I just blown up 3 or 4 foundations for speed? Yeah, great.
Yeah. No, 100%. Even with all the
So,
wall counter stuff, being able to shift the wall counters around to be able to build, if you play 3 or 4 attacks, and being able to build 3 or 4 at a turn
Yeah.
feels really nice.
yeah, you've got other ways to give them wall counters as well anyway. So I feel the assets and some of the foundations just give you extra wall counters, which I think you would play with, Erwin, so you can get
Yeah.
extra face downs,
Yeah.
keep building your way along. And if you're up against a Titan character, you can just always stay away from 9. Or just go into past it, because I think he's probably a deadlock character if we can get there. And just sit and blow stuff up and never take a hit.
Yeah. I think he skirts around deadlock a lot and just kind of teeters his way in and then sees what things are looking like and can quickly get out if he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
The
I
only
think
thing would
because of that,
be
because he can build so much, he can put pressure on the opponent to then force them to join him in that position in deadlock where he could maybe capitalize.
I think his only thing would be here is he doesn't have a way. He doesn't have damage on face, which is obviously
Yeah.
something that
You
goes
have to
against
solve
capture cards.
damage issue, yeah.
You have to, as I say, well, Luna Arc, as I say, is probably not a bad one. You've got new low/high hammer as well in a tuned order you can bring into a death deck. So again, the later attacks when you can hit them with it. It is a 2-check now though, which I really don't get why it's a 2-check, but none of its previous editions were. But
Yeah.
it is.
And building him out face downs he has as well. You have things like Battle Aura release as well.
Yeah.
Face down before kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have options with it.
Yeah. What are we pointing at Erwin then? I think he goes up and do well at regionals personally.
Yeah, I could see him up there. He's either high local championship or like currently kind of low mid.
I definitely
do
think
well.
I definitely think a good SEAL player wins local championships with this character.
Yeah.
I 100% see him doing well at a championship. At a regional, I'm not as convinced, but
Yeah, it's the health
I-
that scares
well,
it for me.
honestly,
Health
with
is a bit of an
with
issue.
him, I could see him going in any of the top 3 spots, depending on the player, truthfully. But I think the
It's
safest
safer.
is probably local champion, and then
Top of local above Annie then.
Yeah.
much as I love the character and I think he's got a lot of potential, I do think that's the more general position for him. Like he's got a very high ceiling. The
Yeah.
right person will think that out, but I think the general person who plays him is going to do well at a local qualifier and a local championship. At a regional with all these big health characters that kind of just want to do lots of damage, I'm not as convinced.
Yeah, how much is Maestro Speed actually saving you all the time when
Yeah.
you're popping your foundations to do it? Yep.
Exactly. 'Cause at the end of the day, speed only gets you so far. You need the cards to block as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I like where he's at. I think that's a good spot. Next up we have Zoe, 6 hand size, 31 health. Before the
Didn't
game
bother that first name,
begins,
did you?
no, not in the slightest. I had a G in it at an odd angle, and I was like, I'm not pronouncing that. Too dyslexic for this. Before the game begins, search your deck for 1 Titan backup card, printed difficulty of 4, and build it. Your backups with printed difficulty of 4 cannot be attacked. When committing cards to pass a check, you may commit 1 backup as though it were a foundation. If you play an attack this way, it gets +2 speed. I honestly,
Bearded Titan gets a friend.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I could play Mimic.
Because she's got like what 2 backups, isn't it?
There's
No,
2
it's
backups
1.
you can target, but
Is
then
it
she has the
1?
flippers
Oh
as
my
well.
god.
She has the Titan flips. But she's good. I know. To me, she joins Bearded Titan and gives him a nice little fucking beard wax there myself. But if you guys have an argument for him,
Yeah, I think she's a fun local deck.
Yeah, there's it's one of those kind of odd ones where, again, do you know what it is? She feels kind of like the way Beast Titan is with the previous statement, which is like she clearly had like it's just she's here now, but the stuff for her isn't out yet. Like,
yeah,
if you had more options for that static ability,
yeah, I can't believe there's a world where this character can't find cards basically, like, and it be their whole thing, you know.
I think it's one of those where I think the entire time in spoiler season I was looking at the backups going, right, we need one more. We're getting one more.
Here comes, here comes
where's
the
the other
page of
one?
backups. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like where are they kind of thing. So I think she's a character for the future, but I still think she has potential in locals.
Yeah, I feel like she can be.
I don't
fun,
think you
at
can
least.
do exactly what you would do with like Mimic, like Kyle Rock did, where it's just no foundations. But there is a world where in the future I could see that being a thing, but right now I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, she's not there yet.
We'll save her from being. We'll save her from being the
what
weird
you've
Titans.
what you've got to remember, Adam, right, is she has text and can and she's
You know what? You're right. She does have text. Yeah. Okay. She has
Even
text.
if the abilities are bad, she has abilities.
Yep,
That's
she
what
has
we're
abilities.
going with.
That's how we roll this.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right. Next on up, we have Brock Lesnar from Wish. We've got Big Haynes, 6-hand size character, 32 health. After a block is played, add 1 wall counter to this character. Your attacks get +1 damage for every 2 wall counters on this character to a maximum of 7. And the enhance on the commit is return this attack to its printed speed. He is legit one of my favourite characters in this set.
He doesn't care if you successfully block, does he? He just
No,
cares if
he
did
just
you try
cares
and
that a
block.
block happen. I think those wall
After a block
counters
is
add up so much more faster than people think they're going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. You could potentially get those ramping up quite quick.
Yeah. Like all
Yeah,
all
I
you
think it-
ideally need is like obviously you max out at like what 14 wall counters, right? And I honestly do not think that's that hard to get to within the realms of the game. And then you're just saying, right, cool, +7 on every attack. Bear in mind,
Yeah.
his thing says nothing about them being throws.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
Right.
it takes a long time to get there, though, is the thing. Like, you can turbo it with some of the cards in the set.
Yeah.
I still think he takes maybe a bit too long to get to the point where his damage is relevant compared to other characters.
I don't think you're ideally getting him like to the 7 counters like straight away. I wouldn't be shocked if you can get like an easy 4 damage on this guy. And even just saying +40 every attack, you know, like we've seen it with other characters that just like consistently put a damage counter on stuff. Like eventually it hits.
The other issue with him is I think because he doesn't put stats on till blocks are played, essentially. Like unless you build the deck around turboing these wall counters, which even then is still going to be slow if your opponent doesn't interact with the ways to get wall counters. It'll be a case of your opponent just doesn't block because everything's coming in for more or less printed damage with a high health meta that we're in. It's just, I think he beats 7-handers because he has that inevitability because they want to block with being low health.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just think he doesn't quite get there because he needs interaction from the opponent. Like even if you block, it means you're building out to then have a crackback turn, which is cool, but you're not getting as many counters as you want.
Yeah.
There's enough high health characters in this set where they can afford to take little hits. Stuff like that. They don't need to block absolutely everything. If you're sitting with 34, 35 life, you kind of go, the first few attacks come at you, go, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
His enhance is also pretty good though as well, just to like add into the whole blocks being played as well. Like especially with a lot of the characters we've been seeing that like throw that speed silly numbers as well.
You know how much I wanted that to be Balance Fighter though when I first saw it? Anyone doesn't know that's responsible for the block set, reset the speed. I'd love that to be on the character card.
Sometimes we feel as if we need that back in the current meta.
Sometimes I feel old nowadays.
Overall, I think this guy is the top of the fun local picks though. Much as I love him. Like I know he's not taking down a region.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's beating the 3 characters above him. Well, Armin's there. Is he beating Armin?
Well, see, here's the thing, right? We have literally got the 7-hander scenario in the local championship qualifiers.
Yeah, okay. I think he's top of the fun decks just now then.
But I think it's I think the people playing them aren't playing them with the concept of like, oh, I'm going to break this character. I think they're like, I like his moustache. I want to play him at least.
Yeah, like I know you've got cards like Fortify Walls and things like that, and then Wall Marrier's Might is another one which benefit you off having the wall counters and stuff like that. But I think compared to other characters with the wall counters like Erwin and some of the other characters we'll talk about, I just think he's a little bit too one-dimensional and uninteractive for that. Like he wants to block one thing a turn, which is nice, and he wants as many blocks played as possible. But otherwise, I don't know what else he's doing at that point.
Yeah, I think so. We're looking at the next few characters that are coming up. Yeah, he's definitely not beating any of them. So he just that's fine for him. We get to Nick's the saddest character ever.
I don't know if he's the saddest character. It looks kind of sad, but we've got Big John, 6-hand size, 33 health. Responds once per turn After you clear one or more cards from your card pool during the combat phase, add one of them to your momentum. Hands spend one momentum. Change the zone of this attack. It gets +3 or -3 speed. Love this foundation. I mean, what character? Character.
You mean you love this asset that does
Oh, is it an
exactly
asset?
the same
I knew it
thing?
was something.
Yeah.
I knew it was something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an asset that does exactly the same thing as enhance, which is just like, well, you can double up on it. Like, no, why was that?
Yeah, the
put-
bottom enhance is exactly the same as as the asset in the set. That just it has the infinity symbol, so you can use it on everything.
Oh,
I
As
know.
much as I do really like him, yeah.
I think just the existence of that is really unfortunate for him because you're not playing. He's nothing. His enhance isn't anything special at that point because anyone can play his enhance at that point. His response, I think, is good if he had a way to clear a card from the card pool, but he doesn't. And relying on
Lot-
getting the right foundation at the right time to clear something to trigger it is always tricky.
A lot of his kit in the set does clear cards, which is nice.
Oh, I suppose. There's a few of the cards that kick themselves automatically, but I don't know if I want to play them just
I
for
think there's a world where
momentum.
you play him in air to run like the Deku you are from Girl Power, the full Cowling kick to give +1/+1 for each card
yeah.
that's been
Yeah.
cleared that turn. I
Aye.
think there's a world where you have a pivot with that and spend your momentum to defend in the meantime. And I think it's something that could be good, but it's just again, does he have the tools to do it? The air symbol right now isn't massive at pumping damage unless you have specific attacks that pump themselves,
Yeah, I
which I
think
think
the
is
air.
part where he'd struggle.
Yeah, Air's finisher right now is that attack for I think all the Air characters right now. That's what they're killing with. It's no ace maneuvers for all my old listeners, but it's still in the same realm as it.
Yeah. There's a world you could do like Storm of Arrows stuff with him as well.
That's true. Yeah, you got that. And if it gets a card for its own echo ability, then he can go and build it back in. So I suppose you can do something with that too. But
Yeah.
I think he
I
kind of
don't.
lives
I
in the
don't
fun
like him.
local deck.
Yeah, I actually think he's the bottom of the funnel.
I think he's above hands. He's above hands.
Nah, definitely.
Really?
Nah.
Oh,
He
poor man.
goes about there. I just don't. He's one of those kind of odd characters that I just don't see people even attempting because there is other characters we're going to see that kind of want to do something better.
Your characters are out of order for
Thanks.
the sake.
Yeah, he's like he is like the definition of an uncommon character because he's not going to be seen.
Yeah.
As you say, your character next up should be Krista. Get things
Yes,
out of order.
things not out of order. That's deck builder maybe out of order then.
No, she is number 14. She's next.
That's fine. Right, so we got Krista, 6 hand size, 32 health. After you discard one or more cards, 2 wall counters on this character. Hands, remove 1 wall counter. This attack gains stun 1. Hands, remove 4 wall counters. Choose 1 card in each player's discard pile and place it on top of their deck. I love
I
all the wall
really like
counters.
Krista.
Yeah, I love all the wall characters inherently. I just like the idea of counter characters. Always have.
Yeah.
I just really like her abilities on it. She's, I think, on order. When I went back and looked at cards, she can go back and play a lot of things that discard a card and get a bonus from it if you've done it this step or this enhanced phase, like wind up punch and rejuvenating smash and stuff like that. And because she's in order, she can also play the new 1.3 million volts or low hammer.
Yeah.
Because she's given everything stun, then whack, you're getting hit a lot. I really like Krista. She seems like an absolute nuisance as well. She gets to lots of wall counter. She goes, have that 3 on top. I'll put this 6 back.
I think my only issue with Krista is how you're getting to discard the cards. I think, like,
Um,
in this sense, it doesn't
yes,
have like she gets the wall counters from discarding things. She has no discard on face, and it means you're building very much for the discard effect, which
Yeah.
is fine, but you're not going to get the wall counters as quick as you would like with that static ability. And I think what she does is good, obviously, having the stun to be able to play things like Walk the Dog, which is on both her symbols, and to play that easier. And the remove 4 is nice, being able to stack for your checks and stack for draws, for example, with some of those cards. But I don't know, I think she might be a little bit too hard to do what she wants to do. For me, anyway.
Yeah. For me, like, so I feel like she's one of those ones that you're going to play heavily into the whole wall counter scenario, and then you're going to make lethal attacks, and then do the enhance, to then stack their deck,
Hmm.
because it then very much becomes a like, what do they need? You know, like if you because it's like yes, it's just one card in each player's, yeah, so you can like stack a 3 and be like, right, cool, this is actually not blockable.
Yeah.
I feel like she's that kind of like cheeky, like I'm going to hit you for lethal now kind of one.
Yeah.
Where it's like a whole
Yeah.
big sort of back and forth build up to that one hit essentially. But
100%.
I'm also biased because the wall characters, I just love them all. So like,
Yeah. I really like the mechanic of it. I think she's going to be a character where you always have at least 4 counters on your character just for by a check to make. So
yeah,
you block better, or you make it so they can't pass another attack, or when you're going for the kill turn. But it's as soon as you get to 4 and get any more, you feel better. But it's just getting to those 4, I think.
yeah, it's finding the 2 discards basically on board, isn't it? Really,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. And again, there are cards that can give wall counters to characters and move them about, things like that we mentioned earlier. But otherwise, it's going to take time and then get those discard effects on. It's just,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
looking
convinced
at
it's
it
as
there,
reliable as it needs to be.
probably not super reliable. I just really like her. It's a problem. Looking at the stuff, you can play like raise the walls, wall armaments, wall Maria's might to get extra wall counters on it. You can the wee thing it just says when you play it, get a wall counter, and then you've got the ultra rare foundation as well to give wall counters. So yeah, I like it. Sorry.
I think she goes below Armand and local champion qualify.
Happy she's in local champion qualifiers. I won't argue. I think she's better than Armin though.
I, mm,
I think
so,
I think I
you're
would put her lower, but I could argue that she could go there. I think she is at the bottom of local qualifier.
yeah, I definitely think she's at the bottom of local. Doesn't beat Armin. Simply the fact that it's like Armin's doing something like consistently, whereas she's not.
That's true. Okay,
She's yeah, so like Armin might actually just edge you out in the course of a game, whereas she can build up to that one big hit, but it's the building up to it part.
as I said, I'm happy she's in local
Yeah,
championship qualifier. I
that's
just
fine.
like her. I'll probably be playing her.
Right. Next on up, we've got Levi, 6 hand size, 28 health. Your charge and or weapon attacks, thank God it's the and or, get +1 speed and +1 damage. Enhance commit, add 1 weapon card from your card pool to your hand.
So this is like the first utter menace we've seen because even in the sealed, he was scary.
Yeah, I love Levi.
He
Yeah.
is.
I think this character is really good,
He's
especially with the lack of bans in the new
yeah.
list. Things
Yeah.
like Walk the Dog still existing,
Yeah.
and this character feels really good.
Yeah, I think he is really easy, super simple character card. Has fantastic options right now on either symbol, I think as well. Death has tons of weapons, and I've got lots of weapons, but you're probably on Death of them. But I think he's right up there for the top cut for me. I think he's the first proper powerful card.
Yeah. No, I have no complaints with saying he's somebody that I think's very much somebody to look out for when it comes to the bigger events.
Oh, I agree, 100%. Especially with the kit he has access to from
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
set. Some of his cards really help him be able to stack momentum for things like powerful, being able to have card advantage, being able to manipulate what you want to pick up and things like that. It just feels he has a lot of options in both of his symbols,
Like
and I think
he's
either
also
way you
got
build him, it
access.
feels really good.
Yeah, he's also got access to. We'll get onto it, I'm sure at some point. The secret route that says everything just has +2 speed if it's the first attacking a card pool.
Mm.
I think that card's nutty, and he gets it and makes it a really stupid stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from hearing this, I'm pretty sure he goes in, obviously, Bearded Titan. No, I'm a joke. He goes,
Yes, definitely.
I think
He goes and gives him a trim.
I think he's definitely a regional top cut contender.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first of the legitimately scary cards.
That was a shorter discussion than Bearded Titan.
He has text, but not a lot of it. But what it does is a lot.
Yeah,
Aye.
agree. Even if you don't go the weapon route, you go like the charge package and things like that.
Yeah,
It just
especially
feels
on
really
air.
good.
Yeah,
He's still going. Having looked at all the air charge cards recently, if you really want to, you can do some really silly things in air.
yeah. Charge is still a legit keyword. Has kind of like slept away a little bit, only because of certain other symbols.
Oh, completely.
Right.
I think
Next up. Oh, sorry, go for it.
I was just gonna say the one thing he does, like especially for the air symbol, which helps it massively, is give stats, reliable stats.
Yeah.
And the air symbol gives a lot of card advantage, has a lot of good effects, has a lot of things like cancels and stuff like that. But he
Yeah.
struggles for damage, and Levi solves that problem. So I think he's definitely massively in contention.
Oh, 100%. Right. Next up,
Enough
we
fan
have
bowing over Levi.
Marco, 7 hand size, 23 health. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. Your attack is +2 speed and +1 damage. Enhance commit. If you have sacrificed 2 or more foundations this turn, destroy 1 rival foundation. If he had more health, I would like this character.
Yeah, I like
I
him, but I'm a bit of a masochist. So
I'm the same. I have played enough blow up your own stage to get lots of stats.
yeah.
I do not blow up my stage. I build my stage. I am an earth player. I d- if I'm losing a foundation, I expect somebody to lose massive health.
I think Marco is definitely a character who wants to build to 7 or 8 foundations, draw a handful of attacks, look at you in the eye and say, "You're dead." And that's Marco's entire game plan.
I can also see it being a resource denial kind of game plan with a lot of the death attacks that we've had access to over the last few sets of like girl power and things like that, with destroy and sacrifice
Yeah.
and ruin, etc. Like I think
Yeah,
he can be a very good resource denial deck, and giving the speed and damage just by blowing up foundation, which you could maybe commit for another effect, is very nice. For things like learning to harden at the moment, for example, commit for +2 damage, then when you blow it up, draw a card and get 2/1, feels really
Yep,
nice.
that's really good card. Yeah, totally agree. I think
And I
Marco's
think the
definitely
fact
got
he's a
something.
7-hander 23 is the issue.
Yeah. It's the health that puts me off him.
Mhm.
I mean, as the resident Karasu enthusiast here, 7-hander blow up your foundations to do stuff. Great fun. The problem is with the current meta is that round about 20 health.
Yeah. I
You
also do
if you
like
get
how he has. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, because I haven't played it so many times. If you get a bad draw or a bad start into Berthold or Zilla or Armin or Levi, you're just dead.
Oh yeah. I will say I do like on his commit ability how it is selective destruction, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yes, that is nice. I mean, it's good for a character card to actually pick the things instead of the random for everything else.
Yeah.
I can still see him doing really well though. If you play him and you are mean and fast with him, I think you end games in turn 2 or 3.
Yeah. I think you either go full aggressive or you go the resource denial route. And
Yeah.
both of them have very good game plans, I think. It's just
Do you live long enough?
exactly it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he probably goes somewhere between fun local and local champion, I think.
I could
I can
see
Where
see
I
him
could
take the
see him
champion.
I cannot see him taking a champ.
No, I
I
say a
can see him
local
taking a
championship.
qualifier.
Yeah, local
Yeah.
qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd maybe put him at the bottom of local championship qualifier. Or maybe at the top of local fun deck. Like somewhere between there. I think is where he sits.
I could see I can see him there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could easily catch people off guard with him.
Definitely. Yeah.
he arguably is doing enough to like be a bit more than just fun, I would say. Like I'll give you
I
that.
mean, there's always a thing though. You go ahead, you're going first, and you go, okay, I'm playing Marco. Build 6, turn 1, draw your hand, 7 attacks, dead.
Yeah, there is a world where that can be a thing.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, Michael plays this deck, we all die.
Right, here we go. Next on up, we've got Mikasa, 7 hand size, 23 health. Response: discard one card. After you play an attack, clear one card from your card pool. This attack gets +1 speed for each time you have played this ability this turn. Response: commit one foundation. After your attack deals damage, draw one card. She's a pure menace.
So if you just click on her and put her next to Levi for me, I don't need to have
Yeah.
a further conversation.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
The amount of cards she has access to on her symbols is silly. Like the amount of foundations, like you have the Anasa 3 diff that when it's committed to pay a cost to draw a card, so you're drawing 2 off her response.
Yep.
The fact that it's not even unblocked, it's just if your attack deals damage, so you could
Yep.
go the throw route if you want because she's not keyword locked,
Yep.
giving speed to the character for the full cowling kick to get +1 for each card you've cleared. It just feels really, really strong.
There's also
just-
there's also a proper sleeper Fury deck on fire for
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone up against Scott's current build of this, which is using the secret rare high speed dive. It's like the go card. Like
Yeah.
I play high speed dive, everyone has +2 speed. I start clearing cards from the card pool. He, with one card in the pool, the entire attack turn took me on Mecha Godzilla Kiryu from 34, 35 health,
Yep.
from full to 0 in one turn, and that was after drawing 10 cards and maybe hitting me about 15 times.
Let's go.
I just ceased it. Couldn't block because everything was started at +3, +4, +5, +6, +7, +8. It was just stupid fast speed.
Yeah, it is crazy domino.
Yeah.
And
That's my
it's
only
just
thing with her, though,
cards.
that she is very much all in when you're going for that kill. She has no defense.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the thing is with her, like, when you go in for that turn, you're going to kill that turn.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah, it
I
feels as if like you go like, right, here's my turn. Do I win? No, shake hand. I'll just lose on the backswing, but it's fine. But like,
The
Yeah.
cat is also doing something I've been wanting from Catch to do for a while, which is a lot more in the card pool, a lot more movement, a lot more like
Mm.
things
Yeah, a lot
going
more
from
moving
place to
pieces,
place.
things, yeah.
A lot more moving places, which Merkel was kind of doing from Girl Power, but Mikasa really is doing it in this set.
Yeah. Because having access to things like Small and Limber as well that can re-ready when a foundation leaves your stage, so you can commit
Yep.
almost for free and blow something up to ready. Just feels really strong.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So next up we have the Resident Boogeyman on
Mm.
all of the forms. Look at Reiner, 6 hand size, 34 health. Enhance this attack, +1 or -1 damage. You may sacrifice 1 foundation. If you do, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage instead. Response: once per turn, after you sacrifice 1 or more foundations, build one of them face down committed. Then, if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Reiner. This transform is the big scary bit. After this character transforms into Reiner Armor Titan, your rival flips 4 foundations. Enhance. Your attack gets +2 damage. You may commit or sacrifice 1 foundation. If you do, ruin 1. Hands commit. Spend 1 momentum. Reduce this attack's damage to 1.
Straight top
I
contender.
fucking love him.
I love him.
Straight up there. Put him right
Oh,
next
yeah.
to Levi and Mikasa.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
where, no,
100%.
but now whereabouts does he edge between them? Like, because
He's at the top, I think.
I think he's at the top.
the very
That's
top.
personal bias. He's replacing
The thing
Karasu
is,
for me.
the other
'cause,
two
oh
are very
God.
much all aggro, whereas he does have that. He has the defense as well as the aggression.
That's
Like,
fair.
I think he just does everything you want in a character.
Yeah. Reiner, once he
Even
flips
on face,
into
giving
TPM,
+1, -1 without any sacrifice feels really good. Being able to build that sacrifice foundation back feels really good, and then transforming into something that flips pretty much half of your opponent's board on average, to then make it so you can ruin them just by committing 1 and then sacrificing that same 1 on the next attack. Build your opponent
Yeah.
on every attack. And then, you didn't kill them that turn. All right, I've got a reset button for when you come into me. Like, it just feels ridiculous.
As a guy who's been trying to do the big death blow up your opponent's board, my first thought was Reiner was okay. I play a Death Fury attack. I commit a foundation, say I've got the Miracle 3 diff foundation, it gets +2 speed to a Fury attack. I commit Learning to Harden, so I get +2 speed in this attack. Blow it up with Reiner to get +2 damage, respond, draw, build it back in again, then blow it up with another foundation to get damage or speed or stun. That's one foundation just gave me like 4 things.
Yeah.
Thanks very
In
much.
both the symbols, he just feels really good. Like,
Yeah.
and the fact that on top of all that, he has 34 health.
Yep.
So it's
Aye,
a case
because
of
he has
like,
34
I have
health.
damage reduction on face, or I'm just going to tank these attacks till I know I'm going to kill you because I've sculpted my hand.
Yeah. Because he can give -2 damage on his front side if he just decides to blow stuff up is, I think, mental.
Yeah, it's -2 without even a real cost because you just build that thing back in
Yeah,
once
you
per
just do
turn
the
as well.
once per turn. Yeah.
But it's just
The first time I
minus.
can't block, free -2.
Like, can you do at least 36 on your turn? If not, I'm going to live. And then if I choose to blow up my board, it's even more. It feels really strong.
Yeah. I look forward to playing Rhino.
It
Yeah.
deserved to have Earth, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I think the thing with Reiner is as well, it's kind of, I hold him to a similar regard to Normu in the sense of people always used to say this with Normu, a Normu who blocks as well as just tanking things to the face is scary. I think Reiner has that same kind of thing of, I can tank all your things, but I'm happy to block to sculpt to then have
Yeah.
a big swing turn when I do my response to flip. Like, it just feels really good.
Yeah.
You're making me. You're pointing out all the reasons I was really happy when this card got revealed.
I still will say though, I do not think he's as scary though as people are trying to like emphasize on him though. I do think he's very good,
No.
and I will be playing him. But
I think he's a
like,
top contender, but I don't think he's the top contender as
yeah,
previous sets have had with like Yunga Toguro and things like that. And
Oh
then
yeah,
yeah,
I think
like,
he's still definitely one where
Eaton,
Levi and Mikasa come to bits.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think he's insane, but I don't think I think he's really good, but I think he's not unbeatable as opposed to other characters who have been previously top cutting and winning, etc.
yeah, I like guaranteed wins just because you sat down at the table. Yeah, I
Yeah.
Onto
currently
the
at the
rest.
top though. So we now have Sasha, 7 hand size, 23 health. Hands discard 1 card, gain 1 health. Your attack is +3 damage. Response: after you clear 1 or more cards from your card pool during the combat phase, add 1 asset or foundation with difficulty of 1 from your discard pile to your hand.
Did she not get errated? Or something about potato got errated, did it not?
Not the idea. Don't think so.
I'm pretty. I just remember she's got her own asset, potato,
No,
but there's some
no,
sort of dyssynergy between it.
no, I
No,
don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
maybe
think
I'm
anything got
misremembering
around
then.
anyway.
If it is, I'll add it in post. But I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I mean, potato. I think she's fun.
I think she's fun. I do quite like the discard, gain a health, get a lot of damage. She's a 7-hander, so she's got the ability to do that and it's not too problematic. She has a response on a nice bit of clearing on a symbol that lets you clear. Like, I like her, but it's I think again I'm going to be like incredibly like kind of weirdly biased with some things. It's the health again that just
Let me
I'd like the
smooth
more
brain this for you. She says gain health on face. I'm going to play Carbo Load and throws with +3 damage each. Thanks very much.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's good, but
Sorry.
I think at that point you rather just play something like Recovery Girl, honestly.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she gets beaten out definitely by other characters. I think in here she's probably, if I'm ever going to play it, it's going to be fun potato deck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play this character in a competitive sense,
Yeah.
because other characters exist as one later that's much better. But I think she's fun. I put her in the fun
I think she's fun.
section.
Yeah.
Definitely. Who's she funner than?
So she's funner than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
She's funner than
She's
Hange.
funner than Hange, who I thought was the same person. I think she's she's funnier than Connie. But I think the other two.
I think that's where she
Yeah,
I think
I feel like the other two you have a funner time with.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of blue character cards.
A lot of character
Very
cards.
blue. There's a lot of blue character cards.
Right.
Yeah.
The character that was errated though.
So it actually worked because we could all tell what the problem was.
No.
Yeah.
Big smiles or tiny smiles, depending on collection. 6 hand size, 31 health, and hands tenacious. Your attack gets +X speed and +X damage. X equals the attack's printed difficulty -4. And the response is now tenacious once per turn. After an attack deals 6 or more damage, ready this character. It's playable again. Bearded Titan, sorry pal, you're really not getting pals at this point. She's been fixed. She's
She can
fun.
give her attacks negative numbers. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah. If you
That is
play
dead funny.
if you play that aggressively, just to send a message, fair play.
I'll play this 3 different, give it -1, you still die.
I like
I
her.
mean,
I think she's. I think now that they fixed her, I think she's actually probably one of the funner characters you can play, especially in draft.
I think she's a contender if you build it right.
top
Like
cut
being
contender.
able to give flat stats. No, no,
A
no, no,
top-
no, no, no.
I
I was like,
I was about
hold
to
on,
say
No, no, no.
I was about to say that's a bit too hot for this channel.
She wants
No,
you to
no,
play
no,
the
no.
8, the 9, the 10 diff cards and go, haha, stats.
Yeah, she wants to pump stats on everything, or even just giving 1/1 on all your 5 discs feels nice.
Yeah.
And being able to re-ready when you deal 6 or more damage feels good as well. So you can use her to pass checks and things like that.
Definitely.
I think she's
She's
good.
also. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was going to agree with it.
Yeah, I'm just saying I think she's good, and I think she's probably like local champion qualifier if I had to put her anywhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna put her somewhere, and you can tell me no, right? I think it's that.
I almost agree with you. I think Owen's slightly better.
Do you
I
think
think
Owens?
Erwin's better, yeah.
I just like
I think
I just like the idea that she's actually able to run the higher difficulty attacks and genuinely benefit from them.
I'm glad they made characters that can do it, but I just didn't think they put enough support to actually pass the checks in the set, is my only drawback from this whole thing.
yeah. I think I'm
Yeah,
happy with that. I think that's where
Yeah.
I'd put her.
that's fine. I'm fine with that. She had to be up there though anyway, because after the effect, she became very playable.
It's just true. And Mirror's next, by the way.
Ymir is next. So, Ymir, 7 hand size, 23 health. Enhance, lose 1 health. This attack gets +2 damage. Form once per turn. Build 1 foundation for your card pool. Then, if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Ymir. Transformation side reads as static, your attack gets +2 speed. Enhance, your attack, gain 1 health. Your attack gets +X damage. X equals the number of times you have gained health this turn. Enhance commit, this attack gets -3 speed. Feel like she's another menace.
I played her at the release. She's great. If you flip her, oh, if you
I
flip her
think
and
Ymir's really good.
you start gaining enough life, that's a lot of damage and a lot of speed on every attack.
Yeah. I think my only worry was how to, when you flip, how you're paying the health to then gain it back. But
Yep.
otherwise, I think the character's really strong.
I literally had that. There's somebody I'm talking to where we were building a Ymir deck, and we were having that exact conversation of like, at what level do you go into like cards that lose health, so you can then play the stuff that gains health. It's like a very fine balance.
100%. With it being a 7-hander with 23, you can only afford to maybe take 1 or 2 hits to get yourself to that threshold.
Yep.
She does have the benefit, though. Not the benefit, though. She, her own kit card, the lifelink bite is very good for her. It's like the last card in a string to jump a bunch of health back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also, I think it's the option to, is it open wide that attack that like gain
That's the
health?
lifelink card, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the open
I
wide
like-
is the card I'm talking about.
Yeah,
aye.
that's the one. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I like her though. Wait, let's see if we agree with me again.
Uh-huh.
Oh. I think
I
so.
really like her. I think she's down 1, though.
What do you think, Greg?
I'm 50-50. I could easily see her in either one. I think she's either at the very top of do well at a regional, or like do well at regional, or a top cook contender at the bottom. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if she did well at a regional, but I would be surprised if there was multiple of her in top cut. I think part at the very top would do well at regional for me.
I do
Yeah.
not that.
I could see 1 or 2 people making it. If I would be very surprised if over the regionals 4 or 5 or 6 people top cut with her.
Yeah,
To be
I
honest.
think she's one of those characters that, with her being a 7 health, 23, I think it scares enough people off of that, knowing that some of these other characters are floating around. Where I think some
Mhm.
people who may want to take her will take the step back and pick someone else.
Yeah.
I think those that comfortably commit to her, I think will have a good time.
100%.
So, next on up. So this is the one from the Challenger deck, if I'm right, is Eren Yeager,
Yes.
Promising Scout.
Yep. Yep.
6 hand size, 32 health. Enhance, your turn, flip 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 damage and plus speed. I hate that. Why did they put that round the other way? Just saying, right? It's always speed and damage. I don't know why he has to be different. It's such main character energy. Form, if you have 8 or more face down foundations, transform Eren Yeager, Promising Scout. And he
More
becomes.
main character syndrome making transforms earlier.
He becomes Attack Titan
Ferocious.
Ferocious Challenger. It's fine, dyslexia's catching me. After this character transforms, draw 2 cards. Enhance, sacrifice 1 face down foundation. This attack is +3 damage, plus speed. I hate that though, fix that. +3 speed, +3 damage is the way it's
Yeah, I
supposed
know.
to be.
This is the Eren I like. I think this Eren's kind of silly.
I think he's top cut contender, honestly.
Yeah.
I really do.
So now, oh no, I flip all my stuff. Oh, I have lots of face downs. Oh shit, everything gets +3/+3.
Yeah, I actually think if you're somebody that was playing like Spike, you just switch to this guy and have a fun time.
Yeah.
Don't think they're on the same symbol, but yeah.
Tim, if you want to adapt that playstyle, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, yeah,
The only
100%.
thing that holds him back slightly is his symbol choice.
Yes,
But
he really wanted water, I think.
he wanted water or death, I think.
Yeah.
But honestly, I still think he's really good.
Yeah, I can 100% see someone taking this out of the Challenger deck, sitting there and building a very good deck and just going to 8 foundations, face downs as quickly as possible and going +3/+3 and everything. Do you survive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him up there. I think that's where he needs to be. And it's another challenger deck as well, where it's like you can take this character from the side product and do very well at it as well. I like the fact that that's still a rolling sort of trend currently.
Yeah, like the characters aren't just complete write-offs for the
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah, they're legit contenders.
Mhm.
Well, that was an easy one. Right, his buddy from the same deck is Armin. Scared oh my god, it's I've read
Strategist,
far too
scared
much.
strategist. I'll give it for you. Armin
There we
Arlet,
go.
the scared strategist.
7 hand size, 21 health. Enhance, discard 1 card or flip 1 foundation. If you did, this attack gets +2 damage. Enhance, add 1 foundation from the stage to your hand. This attack gets +2 speed.
Now,
Pretty
this
sure
is
they're
the
both
Armin
one
that's been
square turn
around.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
what's the errata on this now? 'Cause
Yeah, so it's the second effect to add 1 is once per turn.
once per turn. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Yep. Alright, so the hand says once per turn, add 1 foundation from your stage to your hand.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
think that
Before
was
that
because
errata, I would have
Eren.
said he was a contender. Now I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think I think he might just be with that errata. I have 2 little life now is a problem. Being a 7-handed 21 life, he's not really any defense on face other than pick up a card. But if you want to pick up the card, it does give the card the thing that's coming at you 2 speed because it's this attack, not your attack.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still think he could do well at original.
Oh yeah, I think he still
But-
probably do well, but he's going to take more work, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I don't think it's as free as he was initially when he was first spoiled with some of the cards in the set that you could pick up and rebuild. But
I'm
So,
leaving
we
this to
say-
you. I'm leaving this to you too. Where are we putting them?
I think just below Aaron and doing well at regional. I think that's where I'd put him.
Yeah, I think he'd be good doing there. I think that's with a good pilot though.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
then we can read these two together. Okay. Levi, strong soldier, and Mikasa, talented recruit. They're both 6 hand sized characters with 15 health and that for plus 4 speed. Then where they belong.
Yeah, I think Levi
Yeah.
S tier,
Oh.
but Mikasa I think goes in Beta Titan tier. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't rate Mikasa as highly as Levi.
Yeah, that's true.
I know,
Actually,
I
I
know.
think that actually has to be. Yeah, that looks right. In fact, no, sorry, it doesn't look right. That's
There we go, aye.
better.
So they're obviously the class deck characters they are, or is it
Yeah,
this the
these are the
aye.
demo deck characters. They're
Yeah.
arguably, if I'm being honest, I was very tempted to leave them off the list just in general because I don't feel as if they translate to what they're meant for. But
No.
I'll be honest, right? I do not think they're bearded Titan scenarios for one reason. Every single person that you teach this game to that's coming in for Attack on Titan is going to learn with them, which makes them fun.
Yeah.
Poor,
can see
sad, lonely bearded Titan.
You're damn right he's getting left by himself, and I really stretched to find a reason, but I found one. No, I think people coming in are going to play this, and plus 4 speed on these wee silly decks to play for 15 minutes. I think we'll leave them with enough of a fun experience at a local level where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine. Are they
I
going
also
to
think
be
it could be a
top
funny
cuts?
experience of you turn up at your locals and say, I'm going to play on hard mode today and play one of these two characters.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like full on challenger mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's definitely definitely that scenario. But bearded, sorry pal, you're in your own. Mainly because these two people have 2 symbols, they actually get to pick stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. You can use more tune cards in the Beta
Actually,
Titan, so they're higher.
we do actually have to fix this though. One sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Let's be honest, right?
Satisfied.
Honestly though, right? Because plus 4 speed on an attack could actually be like a pure Hail Mary of a hit.
We're just going to convince ourselves to move these up every step.
I might.
Every other sentence.
No, I like this list, lads. I think we've done it. I think this is a pretty decent list.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's definitely
I
the
think
top
so.
4 you're going to see
Yeah.
at events, and then the next row. I think Levi and Berthold are definitely you're going to have to fight to beat them unless you're playing them.
That mirror match is going to suck.
Which one?
The Levi mirror match.
The Levi mirror match, yeah, probably. I just
Oh
think
my
the
God.
Reiner mirror match would be funny. No one's getting to 9 foundations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. It depends. If you build him correctly on death, you force people to 9 foundations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and play that at Younger Togoro attack 5
Yeah.
different, kill 1, they build 2 face downs,
Yeah,
which
and
you can then ruin.
Which you then you ruin. Yeah. Like I think he would become one of those. Although where I would expect to see him at regional top cuts, I think it will come down to the style choices that people make when building them. Very much determine which ones get up there.
I'd agree there. But I think that's a good list. I'm
Yeah.
quite happy with it.
Yeah, I'm
like this
happy
one.
with that.
Cool. I think we will sign off there, everybody. Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you very much, Adam. I've
No
been
problem.
Connor as
Yeah,
always.
thank you.
And yeah, we will catch you all on the next video. Bye, everyone.
See you after.
See ya, bye.